Eating. So the idea go to Toronto was like there's a recurring thought, and I didn't want to go to Toronto, and I was repeatedly, internally asking why would I go to Toronto. So at some point, my question started shifting. It became less why would I go to Toronto, and like if I did go to Toronto, I was mentioning that I was like, staring out these windows, like in this life coaching program that I was in, I would often just be like looking out the window and then, thoughts would just kind of be going on in my mind. And this was one of them that, my mind was just wandering here and there. And so it would be like, why would I go to Toronto? And then at some point I was just like, looking up at the sky, and then maybe a plane would fly by. Like, would I go by plane? And immediately, no. Like immediately something inside of me was just like, no, you would take the train. Like it was an immediate response. It was like, obviously you would take the train. And that was just like something, like, I wouldn't even call it a voice. It was just like this inner like intuition, maybe like sixth sense, maybe just like, I don't know what you would call it, like your self-knowledge or something. So, I've already flown, and I mentioned that I'd gone to a Vipassana meditation retreat in 2012, and I had flown to that part of the country before. So I guess somewhere inside of my mind, I was like, or somewhere like within me, like this self-knowledge just came through. Because, for one thing, maybe novelty is a value. So why would I do something that I've already done in a sense, right? Secondly, a plane, it's like, it would imply that I would just get there, like, I would just get to the destination and like, as if that was the main point. But because obviously I didn't want to go to Toronto. So it's not like I was just trying to get there, like as if the destination was the main point, because the destination was not. I was asking, why would I go to Toronto? So clearly I would not just fly there. I wasn't trying to get there faster. I wasn't trying to get there like efficiently. I wasn't, the main point was not just Toronto. And so, the means to get there didn't matter. So almost instinctively, when I was like mulling this question over in my mind, I was like turning it over, right? At some point, the conversation with myself shifted from like, why would I go to Toronto? And I obviously had a lot of free time on my mind as I'm just sitting in this life coaching program, right? Looking out the window at the sky, and then these thoughts kind of just, interjecting themselves. And then I'm like, no, I wouldn't fly. I was like, obviously I would take the train. So interestingly enough, this is really how it started changing. And mind you, also, I didn't actually know that there was a train from Vancouver to Toronto. This just kind of came like as a response from within me. I was like, I guess I would just take the train. I didn't know there's a train to Toronto. I didn't actually, logistically, there was no proof of that. So this is point 2, that the conversation started to shift. I'll see you in point 3. No, point 4.